Hi, everybody. Welcome to Evolve, where we focus on the evolution of leadership.
Things have changed, yet we evolve and adapt. But what's next, and what's next for you? Evolve focuses on the intersection of leadership, technology, and workplace. Don't get left behind. Join us in this evolution. Rise and evolve with us.
I'm Kim Ford, your host, and I have a very special guest here today. Do you mind please taking a minute to introduce yourself and your company? Tell us a little bit about you.
Yeah, thank you. I'm delighted to be here, Kim. Thank you. Thank you for having me. So I am an executive leadership coach, and I'm working with CEO and senior executive to try to align themselves with who they are and closing the gap between who they are and what they want to be. I had different life, a lot of life in my, different life. And I used to work for a corporate, big corporate agency, media agency, and also as an entrepreneur. I am an executive coach since 10 years now, a little decade. I was working and living in Paris, and I moved to New York almost 3 years ago now.
Wow, that's a big change.
Yes. Yes. So sorry
right in
for
time to go to. Yeah.
Sorry for my accent and sorry for my bad English. Time to time, I do my best, but I hope you can understand me correctly. I work on it, but I'm very excited.
Gosh, you're doing a great job. Are you enjoying New York?
I love New York.
Yes. How can you not love New York? I drive there. It takes exactly 5 hours and 43 minutes. I park in the same spot. I take the same bus and I go to the same places pretty much every time. And I'm a huge fan.
I just love it. It was my dream to come back here because I went there. So anyway, I'm very happy.
Yes, absolutely. Well, all I see behind you is the word aligned. And I love the word. I love the word in many ways because being aligned to me impacts every aspect of you, of who you are, what you do, from work to family to health to living, right? Tell me what is aligned to you. Tell us about the book.
Thank you. So yeah, Align is really connecting with the leader you meant to be. It's really this concept of really being 100% yourself, because this is the only way to go, especially today. And it's like, being in the zone. Like, you surfer, taking the perfect wave, is here, is happy, he knows that he did well, and, he feels this power. It's like the, tennis player like Serena, in the middle of the court and, very centered and, sending the ball exactly where she wants. This is all about being aligned. For me, I was a horse rider, a competitor before. It's really, when the horse just arrives and just, takes this perfect jump and you feel like you're flying, right? And this is that. Being aligned is this feeling. It's really this feeling.
Yeah, I love it when I walk off the court or walk out of a meeting and I feel like I was in the zone. Because and every day, I mean, I think sometimes you can control it and sometimes you can't because something extenuating happens, circumstances change, and you can never get in the zone, no matter how well you prepared to be there that day, which is amazing to me. Let's talk about alignment and methods of leadership. Kind of how does that work?
So, when you lead, especially today, right? Everything changed, COVID hits, but in difficulties, you always find good thing. And I think, the leaders today change, and the leadership we're all talking about, reinvent, the leadership. And the alignment, when you align, it's like, okay, the leader is the captain of the ship. So it's here, and you have the crew, right? So is looking, everywhere, but we don't know what we don't know. So sometimes we don't have the answer. We think we are okay, a COVID happens. We think we are okay, a war happened. We think we're okay, but okay, anyway, so we all know that. So how can you refer to the past? It's not possible. We don't, as a leader, they cannot refer to anything. The only way to go is to go inside. The answer is inside. When you cannot go outside, or outside is too crazy, you go inside and you're going to find your true north, your North Star, where to go, right? And this is all about that. And the leader aligned can really lead, because it's a new way to lead, because he can refer to what matters to him, her, to the leader.
Yeah, and I think a lot of times we kind of look at ourselves, right? We look at who we are and we try to make an honest assessment of who we are. But I think, at least for me, it's pretty challenging sometimes to connect, like, who am I and who am I supposed to be? And are they the same thing? Is there a secret to that?
Well, there is no secret, but it's a journey. We are all human beings, and it's a journey. So so I think the main thing is to allow ourselves to stop for a while. So you stop and think about what is important for you. What is your why? What drives you? How you want to be remembered as a leader? When we will not be here, and when you will be gone, what do you want people to say about you? And taking this time to reflect and to recenter yourself, because if you know what is important for you, if you know what kind of difference you want to make in the world, it's your guidance. And of course, it's a journey. So sometimes, and it's okay to get lost. Sometimes you get lost. It's fine. But the thing is, come back. Each time, come back to your alignment, to, what matters to you, what is important, what drives you. When you feel in the zone, even if there are winds and storms, it's fine. Okay, so we move. We are flexible, but you come back to the center each time.
Yeah, for sure. Let's talk about the connection between alignment and instinct.
I love this one. It's, Einstein relate to the right brain as our sacred gift, and the left brain as a faithful servant. And we forgot to use, the gift. And this is so true, because it's all about trust. The instinct allows you to, your instinct, your intuition, knows the destination. So you trust the destination. You trust the process. And it's all about it. And again, we go back to our, true north, our North Star. It's exactly the same, but what is important for us. And you will know, and right? When you are in the zone, and when you feel 100% yourself, that, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's I don't know. For me, I tend to follow my instincts a lot. I sometimes make bad decisions, but I very much, it's a gut for me. And a lot of times when it's like, I'm not sure what to do, I'm not an indecisive person, so I'm just like, okay, I'm going with my gut. This feels right. And then every once in a while, I'm like, wow, I really messed up. not a great choice.
Yeah, but you learn. You learn. This is how we grew up, right? We grew up by trying, failing, doing it again, and that's life.
Yeah. Well, what are your thoughts on overcoming our own limitations? I think in many ways that we put those on ourselves. I think there are some people or some thoughts that are, kind of unreasonable, like, oh, don't ever limit yourself. You could be this. And it's like, okay, that's really not possible because I'm this tall and this wide, and it's just not feasible. But do you believe in limitations? How do you kind of work with people past those? I think a lot of people put them on themselves when they shouldn't, more than putting less. Like, I think it's an interesting issue.
It's exactly that. So self-limitation is, I think, again, it's why do you self-limit? Do you get that? How to go through your self-limitation? It's really, think about it. What do you want, by the way? So, okay. So, for example, you say, I cannot be a CEO. Okay, you cannot be a CEO. Why? Who said that? Yeah. Oh, my mother, whatever, my mentor, my neighbor, whatever. Okay, this is her point of view. This is not yours. But what do you think? First, do you want to be, to be a CEO? Well, not sure. I don't know. It's always the voice of others. So why? So you put your list. No, I'm not sure because I don't know, because my children, because I don't know, that. Okay. So now you have the list. Is the list so big that in fact at the end you say, oh, no, I really don't want to be a CEO? Or do you really want to be a CEO? Because the list is a list, but you can work on it. You can change it. You can move it. We can readjust for yourself to be aligned with yourself. And then, okay, people don't believe in you. That's all right. Okay, if someone in the world told you cannot be a CEO, maybe he's wrong or she is wrong, or maybe she's right. I don't know. But what do you think? And it's all about trying to challenge this voice, in fact, challenge this, self-limitation ideas. Is it true? Is it not true? What do I want? Oh, okay. So, and put yourself in it.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of not setting limitations. I think most of us have the ability to do pretty much anything we decide to work unbelievably hard for, and we're somehow can fit into that realm in some way. And I just think a lot of people limit themselves of I can't, or my grandmother said I couldn't, or my neighbor, or my teacher said I'd never be successful. And when people do that, they have no idea the impact they're having on some of these people, because they never meet somebody like you or read a book that potentially helps them realize that they actually can. I don't know. I'm a realist, but at the same time, I don't believe in limitations. So when I set out to achieve a goal that I think is ambitious yet reasonable, I can achieve it. I know I can.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think most people can too.
I completely believe that also, because this is the story of my life also, changing that way. Everyone told me you cannot do that. You cannot change job. You cannot be one day an entrepreneur, for 10 years and after a coach. And before I said, yes, I can, because this is how I evolved. That's all. So I didn't know, when I was 20 that today I would be here. I absolutely didn't know. But I just followed what was good for me, and I didn't accept to be stuck somewhere, locked somewhere, because what, by the way? Because others say that I couldn't? No. Just, you want to do something? Okay, do everything to make it happen. So after you make a plan and everything, and of course, if you ask me to be a dancer, in the opera, that's going to be difficult. But
unreasonable.
Yeah. But I don't want to be a dancer at the opera, no. So that's okay. Everything is fine.
I think most of us know we're not good at something. I mean, I love it if somebody said, you need to be a singer, but you do not want me to be a singer. Like, that's just very clear, and no amount of training is going to make me talented enough for you to ever want to listen. What do you think about goals? Do you think that goal planning and setting goals is that something you recommend?
So goals can be your milestone. So I would prefer to talk about milestone. So you have a milestone. So you said, okay, this is my vision. This is where I want to go. This is here. The north is here. This is what I want to achieve. So now try to make a plan. So let's make a plan, but keep stay flexible because we don't know what's going to happen, right? So, okay, the plan is here. Let's go and let's see. And after you can say, okay, in 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, okay, let's see where you are. Let's see, for example, if it's something complicated, because you take a lot of risk, you can tell yourself, okay, I take this risk, but in 1 year from now, if I didn't succeed, I change. I like that. I like that kind of goals. I don't like too much pressure on people, especially today, because the world is changing so much. Everyone has so much to do, so much work to do on ourselves to adapt ourselves to the situation, to the environment, to the family, to the work environment, to everything. It's a lot of work, so it's difficult. Of course, we have goals because we want, to be better. For example, I'm writing on my second book. Of course, I have goals. I have to, give my manuscript very, very soon now. So I should, concentrate on that for a while. So, okay, I have goals. I know where, but again, I think it's more milestone. Talking about milestones than goals. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like milestones, and I always love hearing I guess it's an expression where, how do you eat an elephant? And it's one bite at a time. And I love the concept of bite-sized pieces, small wins going up to reach that ultimate goal or ultimate of what you're trying to achieve. Because I think if we break them down, and you hit too many stumbling blocks along the way, it might be telling you something about your goal, and your goal just might not be reasonable at this time of your life. I found that things that I wanted to do when I was younger, I can do now, and things that I wanted to do, it kind of just flip-flops in the seasons of where you are in your career, where you are with your family, that there's things I can't achieve now at all. It's not possible based on how much time I have.
Exactly.
Which is very impactful. I love the concept of superhero CEO, right? What are the expectations of a superhero CEO? What does that even look like anymore? What are your thoughts?
Okay, so I think that we don't need any more superhero.
No,
because a superhero is what? Doesn't exist first, by the way. Because when you think about it, a superhero is what? Someone who has all the answer. Can you tell me who has, get all the answer, especially today? Nobody, right? And we understood with COVID that we have to change leadership. So we need human leaders. We don't need any more heroes leader. So it's okay, you can relax. You don't have to be perfect, but you have to accept to say when you don't know. And when we don't know, we don't know. It's really, complete mind shift. In fact, we think differently, and I think that now people don't care how much but they care until they know how much you care. I think it's Roosevelt to say that, but I just love these quotes. I just love these quotes because this is exactly that. It's all about everything changed, so it's all about taking care of people. And when you think about it, if really you want to be a hero, let's try to challenge, this word, hero. Because for me, if a hero, okay, take Superman. Okay, tell me how I can connect to, as a leader, to Superman. I cannot fly. I don't know you, but me, I cannot fly. Okay, so how can I connect what that means exactly to be a hero, But in another way, we are all human and we like heroes. But think about it. If you take, for example, take Gandhi. A real hero is someone who challenged himself. So he was, this lawyer, and he was an attorney in London, and he decided, to visit and to go back to his country. But he realized that he didn't know very well his country. So he took this journey. And everything that and everyone knows the story. But it's really this challenge and this journey. And after the work that he did, the voice that he had, and it is then that he became a hero. And when you think about it, It's all about a human journey. It's not about having superpower who make you fly. Unfortunately, you cannot. Maybe one day, but not now. And so go back to leadership. For me, this is all we are talking about. This is leadership. This is really leadership.
Yeah, no, totally agree. So what are your thoughts? If you could give leadership, a CEO, one piece of advice today, what would it be?
I would say stop. Stop and reflect. Take your time to reflect, to think about what is important for you, what drives you, and think about it. How do you want to be remembered when you will be gone? How do you want everyone, not only your company, but your organization, but because we are a whole person, right? So as a mother, as a friend, as a sister, as a father, and as a teammate, as a CEO, how do you want to remember? What difference do you want to make in the world?
Yeah, it's definitely something to think long and hard on. And I don't know, you wonder what people would say, right? If everything changed tomorrow, what would people say about you? How have you led? Are they going to say, oh, she was always miserable or cranky or mean? I certainly wouldn't want people to say that about me,
Yeah, but I think it's I like this exercise to just it's sad in a way, but this is the only way to go. Okay, think about the day of your funeral.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you want people to say? What do you want your children, your friends, your company? What do they want to how do you want to people say about you? What do you want people to say about you? That you help them, you were always there when needed, or you were not there, very always very busy, always flying somewhere. I don't know. It's very personal. Each one, I don't have the answer. I have the answer for me, but not for others. So I think that would be the main advice that I would give.
Love it.
See you.
Well, thank you so much. Our goal with Evolve is to really allow leaders to connect, learn, and grow together. And thank you so much for taking all this time out of your busy day. And thank you so much for sharing with our audience.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.